Many of you are growing frustrated and weary because you're not hearing from the Father. And I want to share just one of the reasons in this video of why sometimes God becomes silent. A lot of you are like, God, I'm trying to hear from you. I'm listening for my next instruction. What do you need me to do? And oftentimes, when God gets silent like that, it's because He has already given you the instruction. And you're waiting for more confirmations. God has either told you to start something, stop something, do some research, return a phone call, answer an email, pack your bags, leave the job, leave the abusive relationship, whatever it may be. God may even have told you to fast. And oftentimes, we are not following through on the instruction. Let me share with you something that's really important for you to know. The relationship with you and God is based off of faith and trust. You having faith in God and God being able to trust you and you being able to trust God. When God gives us an instruction, He sits by the wayside and just observe, right? Less of sitting by the wayside, but in observing to see how we're going to respond to the instruction, because the instruction is only going to build, right? So sometimes what God will do is just wait it out, just wait. And for you, it may seem like the Father has left you, but what we know to be true is that the Father is never going to leave us. But what happens is God will give us small instructions to see how we are going to respond. Because over time, the instructions are going to get more expansive and larger. And if God cannot trust you with the smaller instructions, right, then how's He going to trust you with the larger instructions that potentially are going to come along? And the thing about it is this: when you're walking with God and God has His hands on you, you are a part of the kingdom, you are doing the work, you have been called to do whatever it is that God has called you to do. The instructions are going to always expand. There's always going to be more responsibility to carry, and it's not going to really lighten up. So, this time is about your commitment, your devotion, your diligence, you having faith and trust in God. And some of you may be saying, but Korresha, I did receive an instruction, but I don't know what God wants me to do. When God gives an instruction, He's pretty clear. Is He vague sometime? Yes. Guess what's happening in those moments where He may be vague? He wants you to come and ask more questions. Father, you told me to do this and this. I don't have the resources to do that. Can you please point me to the resource? Or can you please bring someone along who I can learn about this with, right? And a mentor may show up. This is a part of the relationship. So when you're not really sure about what the Father is saying, He wants you to come back and ask more questions. I've had to come back and ask more questions, right? And most times you will get them. Sometimes you won't, because God is saying, I want you to look around and see what you have access to in this moment. And so when God doesn't answer you, He wants you to look around in your immediate environment because most times the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes you have to use your gray matter, right? The wisdom that's inside of you, some previous knowledge, some previous understanding that you ran into at some other point in your life. You get silent and you go into that silence with intention that you're going to get the information. Your obedience is tied to everything. It's tied to other people's promises, other people's blessings, other people's next level in life. We're all a part of this beautiful symphony that's happening on earth. And when one person do not follow through on the instruction or delays an instruction, then guess what? God is going to ask someone else to do it because God's will must be done on time at a specific time. Not to say that God is sitting around looking at a watch or a clock or anything, because our Father is outside of time and space, right? But he's saying, okay, if Chelsea doesn't want to do it, or if Kendra doesn't want to do it, or if Carisha over here waddling her in her self-doubt and all of that, no problem. I will go and ask Shannon to do it, right? I'll ask Renee to do it. They're prepared, they're ready, they're hungry, right? They seek my face when they don't have all of the information that they need to have to complete an instruction. So if it doesn't come through you, it's going to come through someone else. The beauty of it coming through you is that it will have your unique print on it, right? And we all bring something very special and something unique to the kingdom. And it's just really nice when we can allow it to flow through us, right? And we don't want to delay the instruction either, because delay is also a form of disobedience. I want to do something really unique and special with this particular message because I believe that it is going to help some people. I believe that my Father is bringing me to this space to get some of his children moving. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to drop in the comments the instruction that God has given you and why you haven't completed the instruction. Let's see what we can do as a community to help you go, to help you get inspired, to help you become more encouraged. Okay. So please go ahead and like this video. Please share it. Please be sure to subscribe. We are growing the community. God and I have something really, really, really special that's going to be coming up really soon. I'm just waiting to complete some things and for God to say, okay, it's time. But yes, go ahead and drop in the comments what was the instruction and why you haven't completed it. I love you, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.